Hello and welcome back to part 5 to the Cavalier project. Don't really need an introduction at this point because this is part 5 and still on this corner here. I do want to ask you guys a question though. I'm conscious that I seem to be doing the same bit in every single video. Whilst I am progressing with it, I'm also conscious of the fact that it could get a little bit boring. So my question is really, do I carry on at the pace I'm going at and you can see everything that I do to the car, or do you want me to try and cut a little bit more out of, particularly in the same area? If you could let me know in the feedback in the comments, that'd be great. That's enough chat from me. Let's get on with it. last clip you would have just seen me weld this piece in here, this extension piece. I've tidied all this up now. I'm fairly happy with that. Next I'm going to be putting this on, but I'm not entirely happy with how, like, this ridge here I haven't made quite big enough, and I believe this can do with being a little bit deeper, so I'm going to have another go at those. This was one of my earlier panels. I accidentally welded this bit to this. I say accidentally, I thought I was being clever with it and then realised I'm an idiot and got it wrong. This needs to meet up with this, so I've cut bits off. I've made some very interesting choices here. Same with this end here as well. It doesn't matter, I can always bodge something in a little while. But yeah, this is all welded up now. This was a little bit thin, but I got away with it only just, which is good. This I need to see how this joins up. I don't believe it actually joins up, it's just got some seam sealer on there, looking on the other side. I've cut this down here as you've seen already, and I need to cut it down, probably down like this. I'm not overly concerned with this because this is getting a new inner arch and outer arch as well, so this would come together likely using those new pieces. This should go along here. I've kept this bit, I think I cut that out just to purely keep to give me some extra room up here. Ignore those as always. So even though I've created this here, I believe the new outer arch will take up the majority of this, but you can see how much I've actually got in there. So if I bring that in, I have made this a little bit long, but that's fine, that can be cut back. I thought I've made this way too short, but I don't think I was too far off. But again, I've got that on there, and it gives us more room to play with. I know it's a waste of metal, etc, etc, but whatever. We're not professionals at this, or certainly I'm far from professional. This is the whole idea of me doing these videos, is showing what a beginner can do, and I really want to encourage other people to just go and have a go. It's very frustrating work, it's very long work. Like I said in the beginning of the video, what I was trying to get across is this work, it takes many hours. The last video is actually 4 hours and 4 minutes, I think, of footage that has been reduced down to 20 minutes. I mean, a lot of that is going to get tools, you know, making a cup of tea, whatever, you know, stuff like that. And some of it is just, you know, switching between grinders, welding and all that lot, which a lot of that I can time lapse, and there's a little bit of dead space in between where people phone me or someone comes round or whatever. But I do want to show the videos in their entirety, so to speak. You know, even if I have to quite time lapse this. I mean, I think on the last video the fastest bit of time lapse I done was 40 times speed, just to try and cut down the amount of time that I'm spending on bits for you guys to watch, but trying to keep the content there as a whole, really. So yeah, I'm waffling again and I'm probably boring you to death, so I'm going to get on with this. use handy cam for the moment. Basically, lining up my panel there, it's so very close now. It's close enough, I think, to weld in. But this bit here, I've actually made this too fat, so it actually sticks out. So here you can see that it meets up with the panel with roughly a 1mm like allowance, if you like, so it lines up with this panel okay. This bit, you can see here, completely misses it, and it meets up again just there. So it's like I was having to think, how do I get this to shrink back in? And I think the easiest option for me is to actually get my slitting disc on my grinder and cut some slots just in here on the actual boot floor, and then bang the metal in. Coming underneath the car, I've transferred those lines on this side. So what I'm thinking is we just literally cut a slot here, maybe 2 or 3 of them, bang the metal in so it folds in on itself, try and get it close to this fold here as we can, and then weld hopefully the one stitch up after I've done it. Hopefully that'll work, but we'll find out shortly. Well, that worked a lot better than I thought. So I don't know if you can see that there. Get this to focus a bit better. We've now got a nice little bit of a gap that we can hopefully weld to. So now this should fit, lines up quite nicely with the panel above, which is nice. So next job, I think I'm going to start welding this in. We're going to shape this bit here to this panel here. So I just need to put some holes in the bottom of this panel here. I still need to cut a little bit off because it is quite long. Like I said before, that's okay. What I might end up doing is actually drilling some holes in this instead, so we can spot weld it or plug weld it to this panel here. That's the idea anyway. So just off camera there, I've cut this panel down a little bit and somewhat cleaned up the edges. So what I'm going to do now is drill some holes along here just for my plug welds, and then before that we will start welding this panel in, getting it somewhat lined up with the existing panel there, and then get it bent into its final position. Yeah, let's go and drill some holes. have seen me just weld this bit in here. I did start making up another panel to go here. I know I've already made it, but I wasn't quite happy with, actually let me show you. So this is the original panel that I made. That's going to go here. This is completely wrong anyway, which I'll show you in a moment. But this, quite apart, trains are bloody annoying. Okay, so yeah, this bit's wrong here anyway. I mean, it doesn't quite line up correctly at the moment because this bit here is a little bit too long anyway. But as I say, I'll show you in a minute why this bit is wrong. This bit, actually, you could just about see it on this piece here that I've decided to weld back in because of this knobbly bit that supports the bumper. You could actually see just here that it actually starts to fold inwards. And what I've decided to do is get the new arch panel that I've bought. I plan on putting that onto I'm going to put that on anyway, but instead of making all this up again, I might as well just see how far I get with it. I am going to need to make this bottom section up anyway, and this is the reason why I'm remaking it, is because it falls short of this here, and I thought I made it longer originally, but that's not a problem. We'll remake that. So yeah, not quite finished, but we are moving on to other things in the next video. So this is the new arch panel that I've got. That obviously sits like that. Obviously it needs shaping in. Ignore the rain, it's decided to have a bit of a shower, but as you can see here, this is sticking out too much because, as I said, because of this bit here, which I might cut off in a minute. But you can just see here how this bit comes out and then goes in again. And if I bring that up and get it roughly, I mean, it's totally off, but you can see how I've got to cut quite a bit of this out anyway. That's not a problem. And you can see how this comes down to here and meets up with that, or certainly it will do when this comes in place. So yeah, we'll try and work something out with that. I've got a inner arch panel that I need to put in anyway. That doesn't have an awful lot of metal on it. It's just literally just the arch itself. So I think that's where we're gonna. I think that's in our direction, is start putting this in, cutting some of this out, and yeah, I know more cutting out, but I think this would be the way forward for us, and then we can just remake this bit here and not waste so much metal. That's the general idea anyway, and it should make this section here easier for us. So yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. So as usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. If you enjoy this sort of thing, that is, watching an idiot essentially mess things up all the time. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.